at the Plex. We're here for Game 2 against the University of Tampa this weekend. I'm Spencer Ball. He's JP Berry. JP, you were on the call on Friday. Will you tell the folks at home a little bit about that game?
Well, it was a pretty normal story for this Gamecock team against Tampa. A slow start. They fell into a 3-0 hole in that first period, but then they responded like they always do, getting a goal in the second and then a goal in the third, but they couldn't quite find that equalizer despite many chances and some interesting calls. So we'll see if that kind of comes into play. But, yeah, the Gamecocks looking to salvage this series with a split today. Spencer, it should be a fun one. Both teams still starting their best. Meyer in net for the Spartans and Tomoyan in for the Gamecocks.
Absolutely. I mean, these two teams, clearly two of the best that College Hockey South has to offer. They're going to put their best out on the ice and try and pick up another win, whichever squad brings it home. It's very important for either one in the standings. And, again, these are two teams that met in the national tournament last year. South Carolina coming out on top in the semifinal round, a big win over Tampa. And, JP, we talked about it before, but that felt like not the final hurdle because they had to win the championship game, but that was the hump they couldn't get over.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of like Michigan beating Alabama in the Rose Bowl last year. It was like, they finally got the big win over the big Southern school, and everything kind of fell into place for them after that. But, this is just a huge game for South Carolina. They haven't lost back-to-back games since, I think there was a period last year where they like back in September when they dropped a couple, and then they really turned it on. So it's been a while. And, of course, you want to even things up with a big rival like this, especially after how things ended on Friday night. They had Saturday off to enjoy a great football game.
Hey, we sure did. We were, we touched the grass a little bit.
Oh, I stole a brain. I have a little Ziploc baggie with the field grass in it. But, it's interesting to see if some of that maybe bad blood or the heat of Friday night has simmered, or is it going to kind of, keep building? We didn't see like a big brawl Friday night.
Emotion's definitely running high, a little bit of taunting, and that makes sense. When you're two really good teams, you're going to be wearing your heart on your sleeve. I think the first period's going to tell us a whole lot about this game. We'll have all that and more in just a few minutes. And we're back here at the Plex. His starting lineups are about to be announced, but we already have them. JP, you want to start us with the visiting team?
Yeah, starting for the Tampa Bay Spartans, not Tampa Bay,
just Tampa.
Tampa.
Just Tampa.
Good Lord. At the forward position, you got Joey DeAngelis, a goal scorer in Game 1, which was his 4th of the season. Robbie Seawagon joining him there, the junior forward, and then Holden Havlovich. Your blue line is Braden Goiterman, a freshman defenseman, as well as Tim O'Connell, a junior. In net, it's Kyle Meyer, who was excellent in the first game, making a plethora of stops. It's a very deep Tampa team, like I kind of talked about Friday.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see their bench is absolutely packed out over there as they introduce their starters. We'll go ahead and give you the Gamecock starters before the PA guy gets to it so we can talk a little bit about the matchup. The defenseman pairings, Brendan Flaherty alongside Kai Bonsukin. Up front, you have Jake Pashkar at that center position, and his wingers are Tommy Locken and Connor Berman. In net, it is Tyler Tomoyan for the Gamecocks. So, going with their everyday starter. And JP, we've talked about it pregame, not even before we were on the air. I mean, this is a matchup that we want to see because it's a great test for South Carolina. But I think it's important that they try and even up the series today, and I think a lot of that has to do with starting early.
It does. First period's been a bit of an issue for the Cocks so far. Well, hey, you saw what the football team did last night. You start fast, you keep the other team on their heels, and it's going to just be a lot of that. They don't generate many chances in the first period, and it seems like it takes them a little bit of a groove to get into their, kind of defensive top of their performance. And for the Gamecocks, I think it all really hinges on Tyler Tomoyan. If he can kind of keep them in this thing in the first period as the national anthem will be played.
And there was your national anthem as we're about to get ready for puck drop here. Again, I'm Spencer Ball. He's JP Barry. It's a beautiful Sunday morning for some hockey, isn't it?
It is. There was a youth game before us here, and we had the joy of watching it. And, if it was any indication, we might see a lot of fisticuffs today. But,
Yeah, the 12-year-olds were dropping gloves out here. I mean, that's certainly something.
If the officiating is a hint better than Friday night, I think things will be much improved here, just for the sake of the quality of play. The Gamecocks adorned in their black buckets with the new cream jerseys and the black pants, and then Tampa wearing all black. So it's a nice-looking matchup between two teams. It's look good, feel good, play good, Spencer.
It sure is, and I think for South Carolina, we can attest that. They definitely look good every single game. They've got a plethora of uniforms to choose between, but going with their, reigning national championships, cream jerseys, makes a lot of sense. It's a little salt in the wound. You beat Tampa to get there. I'm not too mad about the selection, especially today. You want to play like a champion. Tampa wins the initial faceoff, and we are underway. Big hit to start it off. It's going to be a penalty against South Carolina.
Well, I guess that answers the question about if they had let anything go from Friday night.
One of our chatters said early on in the first period, Tampa laid out one of our guys and didn't get called for it, and hoping for some vengeance. Well,
But hey, much like
got
Robert
some.
Pattinson.
Yeah, we got our payback, but at what cost? It's going to be a 2-minute power play. Excuse me, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Wow.
Well, no,
Wait,
they're fixing it. I mean, because
I was going to say, I looked like just a normal, pretty normal play. Okay, 2-minute power play. It is confirmed. We will have a face-off in the Carolina zone. South Carolina battles for it, but Tampa comes away with the puck. Fires behind net. They're going to race it around. Gets it to Seawagon there. South Carolina looking to clear it, and they get it out of the zone. Tommy Locken with it in neutral ice. He'll send it all the way around the boards, and Meyer's going to come out and just tap it back to his defense. Tampa's going to work it forward, but an errant pass allows South Carolina to clear it. 30 seconds already gone. Tampa works it forward again. There's Valise. He gets it forward to Fortescue. He'll send it back near the blue line. Blocked there by Colin Reed, but Tampa still has it in their offensive zone. This time it's Griffin with it. He skates in, fires, blocked, deflected. Pad safe to Moyen on the rebound. Fortescue with it. He'll get it to the man at the blue line. That's Fontaine. Fired on, deflected to Moyen. Good save there. They were looking for somebody at that back corner. Drew Henderson pins Griffin up against the board. Tampa still with the puck, though. 40 seconds. Look for a centering pass, but it is cleared away by the Gamecocks, and they finally get it out of their defensive zone. Good kill so far with only 30 seconds left.
Yeah, it's as funny as it may seem, maybe the best thing for South Carolina was to get on an early penalty kill, because they seem to find their groove when they're, on special teams.
They do. I mean, I know was both of their goals from power plays.
It was
in
game one, yeah.
I had to, for our senior semester class, I had to go to a Friday night football game, but I listened in as the Gamecocks might have a little rush here. It's Riggins. He looks to get it forward. It is deflected as the final seconds will tick off the power play. The Gamecocks are 1 for 1 on the kill so far, and that is a great start. Tommy Marvin with it now in neutral ice. He'll just dump it down into that corner. Jake Pushkar in pursuit. He wins it with a nice play, but Tampa double teams him against the boards, and it's a pretty easy takeaway. Clavin races back. Sets Billy McCain just winning the puck and did a great job. Have it to the left of Tomoyan, but it's taken away by Marvin. Riggins has it now. Good job working it forward. Scove enters the zone, just barely beats the offsides call, but Tampa able to clear immediately. Couple changes here for South Carolina. Brendan Flaherty comes on the ice, and it's him with the puck behind net. He'll send it forward. It's Nick Kay with it. Tries to get it back to Flaherty, and he does. Between the legs pass to Pushkar. He'll play it off the boards and forward. It's Pineda, the goal scorer on Friday, one of them in pursuit. Tampa quickly looks to leave their own zone, and they do. That's Billy McCain with it again. Billy McCann, excuse me. Tomoyan comes out, plays the puck. A lot of back and forth skating here. Flaherty with it. Kay with it. He's got Pineda up ahead. He'll play it on. It's right behind the net of Meyer. Tampa has it up against the boards, but South Carolina in pursuit. Marcello with it. As the Gamecocks win it. Look to get it over to Flaherty, but it leaves the zone. Marcello still has it, though, but they'll have to touch up. He fires on net. Saved by Meyer, who plays it down to his stick. So Tampa's able to just keep it going here. As they touch it and launch it all the way down. It's a nice play to get a line change off there from Tampa. Albers plays it over to Marcello. Tampa cuts out a pass in neutral ice. That was Fortescue, a nice play as Tomoyan comes out. He'll leave it from Mulcairn. Tampa saves it from leaving the blue line. Fortescue puts it on, but it's deflected wide. That one kind of trying to go around Tomoyan, but nothing doing there. Centering pass, shot, deflected wide. It's a nice play there, and Seawagon with a good attempt. Just caught a body and got wide. Tampa still with the puck. Here's Seawagon again. Plays it off his teammate's skate, and South Carolina clears. Fortescue races back. South Carolina gets a line change off. Garrett Albers still has it in the offensive zone. He plays it forward. Berman unable to keep it on his stick, but he does retain possession. Shot slapped on, played nearby, just missed there. Nice pass there. Tampa has it, and they're skating away. That was Josh Wilkins on the shot. Tamoyan has it, and he will just cover up with 14:51 left. And, JP, you haven't done much talking.
Well, I mean, there's just been
back and forth action.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Something big for South Carolina, I think, is the presence of Savario Marcella and Zach List. You know, two guys that, to my eyes, I did not see on the ice Friday night. Big thing for South Carolina here early, getting John Riggins going. He was kind of a non-factor, but Connor Berman seems to have kept up his play.
Good save there from Tamoyan off the faceoff, and South Carolina will have the puck. And there hasn't been a lot of great opportunities, but just both teams working the puck around and just, trading opportunities in each other's zones. Both goalies have answered the call so far, but nothing too dangerous. Tampa's going to work it forward, almost cut out by South Carolina, but it goes through the legs of Bonsukin. Flaherty with a good stick play. Will take it away from Tampa. Only momentarily, though. The Spartans still have it. South Carolina finally wrestles it away. It's Reed up to Flaherty. So Riggins has it. They'll have to touch up. It would have been offsides, but Tampa has the puck, so they're going to try and work it forward. That's Fontaine. He has it taken away from John Riggins, but Colin Reed falls, slips, and Fontaine has it back. Puck goes through the legs of a bunch of Gamecocks, goes all the way down. No icing, however. Carson Scove with it. Gets it forward to Reed. Shot fired on. Pad save, Meyer. Scove with it now. Somebody lost a stick in there. Tampa will race back and get it. It's Riggins against the boards as two bodies hit the ground. Another one does, and there's a penalty on somebody.
I think it's going to be on Tampa.
That is what it looks like.
I think there was a cross-checking there on the Spartans, but a veteran move by Tamoyan there. That pass somehow found its way through three Gamecocks, and then he came out of his crease to play it and ended up getting a nice little breakout, which then led to an offensive zone stay that drew a penalty. And so now the Gamecock power play get to go to work.
It was Justin Evans who committed the penalty. Yep, it will be a 2-minute penalty, and, we saw the Gamecocks look really good on the power play. That's where both of their goals came from, and that's a big-time play there. South Carolina wins the faceoff. It's Scove. He's got Bonsukin out there with him. He has the puck. Nick Kay's on the ice. Flaherty's on the ice, and there's one more. I'll get you his number in just a moment. Scove has it on these near side boards. Tampa looks to pin it, but they get it away. Bonsukin has it at the point. Works it to his right. That's Kay. Back to Bonsukin. He fires. Blocked by Berman in front of the net, and Tampa clears. 30 seconds gone. Nick Kay has it now as South Carolina re-enters. Scove with it, a goal scorer on Friday, and just a great presence on this team so far throughout the season. Kay fires on, deflected, in front of net, loose puck. Bounces all the way back out to Nick Kay. He gets it to Bonsukin. Back to Kay. Cross-ice pass over to Flaherty. He shoots, it goes in. Brendan Flaherty with the first goal of the night. Looks like Meyer maybe got a shoulder to it, but it still ended up in his net, and the Gamecocks have an early 1-0 lead.
Well, it was shot on so violently that I think that Meyer, he just didn't react quick enough. He got his shoulder to it, but it kind of skipped over his shoulder into the back of the net. Flaherty working it down. This power play unit, that's kind of the second unit on the normally on Friday night it was Tommy Marvin as the head quarterback, but Bonsukin, doing an excellent job there, setting up his teammate, his fellow blue liner, and that's why Brendan Flaherty is such a weapon.
It was Bonsukin, and then the pass to Nick Kay. He found the cross-ice pass to Flaherty, and that was just really nice team play there from Bonsukin, Kay, and Flaherty. And South Carolina has the lead 1-0 0-0. You know, that's what we talked about. They'd have to start better, and they've done that here on Sunday morning. Tampa has the puck. They'll look to get after it and enter the zone. It's DeAngelis absorbing a hit. It's going to be a penalty, South Carolina, I believe.
Yeah, I think they're getting them for interference.
Yeah, it's going to be a Richatelli. He
The
took
puck was
down
gone.
DeAngelis. Yeah.
That's just, it was kind of bang bang, but the way he hit him was so awkward that I don't think there was a way he escaped that without a trip to the box. It was kind of like he threw his body like to the side into him, like vertical.
Yeah, it's a hard play, and again, as you mentioned, kind of hard to not get a penalty on that one. So it's going to be the second power play of the night for the Tampa Spartans. South Carolina looked great on the kill early on, but Tampa with a great chance to equalize. Shot on by Fortescue. Deflected Wilkins. Tampa still with it. They have it on the far side. It's Fontaine with it. Fortescue now. Back to the point man. Fontaine fires on, deflected. Good save there from Tomoyan. And Marvin able to make it leave the blue line, and Tampa will have to touch up. They're going to re-enter now. That's Cole Valise. He tries to shoot, but it's deflected by Mulcair, and Tampa's going to have a face-off in the South Carolina zone with 1:28 left in the power play. JP, what does Tampa have to do to get this, to equalize here on the power play?
Well, I mean, you kind of saw it there. They had good opportunities. They passed it up to try and get an even better one, but I think you just got to rip that sometimes. They've gotten a lot of loose pucks in front of Tomoyan. They haven't gotten their stick to it, but you can't sustain that forever if you're South Carolina.
That's a good formula for scoring goals. That's Griffin with it now on the blue line. He looks for a pass but finds no one. Clavin, though, unable to clear. Tampa has it on the right face-off circle. Good save from Tomoyan. Glove side, just got his shoulder to it. Tampa still with it. It's wrestled away by South Carolina. Scove leaves the defensive zone, plays it off the glass, tries to get by Fontaine, and he's able to. He'll just try and kill some time as Colin Reed has it, and it's going to be a penalty on Tampa. South Carolina going to chew some clock if they can. Clavin with it now. The penalty is finally called. I believe it's going to be on Fontaine as him and Scove still tangled up down there.
Well, if you're Scove, you want to be careful and not nullify this 4-on-4 opportunity that will then turn into a power play.
Absolutely.
With anything stupid and extracurricular, and I
might
fear he might have done just that.
Yeah, he did. That's a killer because that would, that really was a golden chance for South Carolina to, you get the 4-on-4 hockey, not exactly secure the kill, but.
Well, I think Scove is demonstrating in the box that he thinks that there was some embellishment going on by Spartan.
Pretty funny acting performance from Scove there. His demonstration of Fontaine was pretty good, and now Scove's trying to leave the box to talk to the official.
Well, I think this is the same crew from Friday night.
Richatelli's going to shut the door and make sure Scove doesn't get a longer penalty or tossed from this one. I think that's a good team play because you really want Carson Scove in this game. And with 10:45 left, JP, we talked about the potential of there being some tension in this one, and I think we're seeing that come to light here.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this game needs to, get in on a hurry for, purposes of glorious ring ceremonies. At least for me, you're not even getting one.
I'm not getting one. So, yeah.
Stupid.
I might have to make the announcement that JP and one of our glorious tech crew members, Micah Rhoades, have to leave us to go make sure they attend the ring ceremony on time.
That's actually for my mom. It's really so my mom doesn't eat me alive.
Well, I'd hope she wouldn't do that anyway. Actually, I know she wouldn't. She's lovely. But
yeah, but it's a tough blow to the Gamecocks.
Oh, I get it. Yeah,
it's taken a while to kind of sort this all out.
It sure is.
They just took, saying that they were offsetting.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think the players are going to serve their time in the box.
It'll just be 5-on-4.
I think it's just going to be 5-on-4 here.
Sure.
And JP, can you confirm this is the same crew from Friday?
I'm just making assumptions based off,
how
they look and general vibes. But it wouldn't shock me because I don't even.
As Tampa wins the faceoff with 45 seconds left on their power play.
It can't be as bad
Andrews with it. Let's hope not. Evans has it now. It's deflected by South Carolina, and Tampa will have to touch up. And they'll have about 30 seconds when they try and re-enter the zone. South Carolina, though, nice hit from Reed to slow him down even more. Tommy Locken takes a hit in neutral ice, but they'll say fair play. Tampa enters the zone. It's a nice deflection there from Drew Henderson. Under 20 seconds left. Zach List is going to try to get to that puck, but Tampa beats him there. It's Evans. He puts something on. South Carolina looks to clear it, but they don't. Loose puck out in front. Andrews with it. Cross-ice pass. Just jumps the stick of Tim O'Connell. The power play will tick off. Tamoy makes a save and just knocks it up in the air. Tampa still has the puck in the offensive zone. Cross-ice pass over to O'Connell. He looks for another cross-ice pass, but again, they don't find that stick at the end. It's going to be Trainer with it. It's deflected wide. Tampa will just chip it forward. Puck in front of net. Get it over to Evans on this near side. Under 10 minutes now in the first. Trainer gets it over, and the puck leaves the zone, and that's huge for South Carolina as they will go for a full line switch outside of Jake Pushkar, and Tampa will do the same. Justin Evans has the puck, and he'll just skate it behind Meyer. Look for a huge pass down the ice. Very nicely done as Billy McCann has it now. Races down to behind Tyler Tamoyan. Bonsukin just picks the puck from him, though, and gets it up to Nick Kay. They clear the zone. South Carolina, though, unable to hold on to it, but a bad pass to Brendan Flaherty will let them do just that. They enter the zone with Jake Pushkar, but again, they just kind of lose that puck there as Tampa look to escape their own zone here and get back on the attack. Nice pass goes the length of the ice. No icing, so Tamoyan will have to clear it around, but he's got no one in net now. Luckily, Tampa was unable to get a shot on. And South Carolina has it now. Nick Kay. He'll launch it down the ice. Meyer has to make a save on kind of an awkward bounce there, and he'll freeze it with 8:28 left to go.
Well, Billy McCann just almost, knocked Nick Kay into an official, which was very odd. But, yeah, South Carolina, what they're doing right now is to avoid those shots hitting Tamoyan and being loose out in front. They're really doing a good job now of getting their sticks to the puck to try and, stop. They stop Tampa from even being able to shoot, which is.
And there haven't been a lot of shooting lanes either way. South Carolina, if they can't get a stick to it, they are getting a body in front of it. And something to note, Carson Scove and Nicholas Fontaine are still in the box. So that's two players with huge impacts for their team still in the penalty box. Not sure when they're going to come out because there's no time on the board for us. So we'll see what's. Do we have a penalty on both the skaters who are about to take the face-off have been sent to the penalty box. That was Josh Wilkins and Jake Stapert.
Yeah. What is happening?
I have no earthly clue as to what was said, but something rather unsavory, I presume, if that's why they've been sent off to the box. Not out of the game, of course, but with 8:28, I guess we're going to play 4-on-4 hockey. Oh, no, there's 5 skaters out there. Sorry, I lost it.
Yeah, I think they're just putting people in the box for fun. It's just fun.
I forgot how to count for a second. That's right. It is, I guess, a good bit of fun, but Tampa wins the faceoff. And they look to re-enter, but they finally do. Big hit there from Marcella. Shot high over the head of Tamoyan. Berman with the puck. He plays it off. Marcella has it now. Gets it to Locken. He enters the offensive zone. Locken looks for a pass. It's cut out. Marcella plays it down right in front of Meyer, but Tampa regains control of the puck. Marcella keeps it in the blue line. And Riccitelli wins the race over to the boards, but it's cleared away by Tampa. That was a nice play to somehow get it past Riccitelli. Under 8 minutes now, Mulcairn has it behind Tamoyan. He'll just slowly skate up the ice. Does lose control of it, and Tampa looks to enter the zone. They do. It's Felice with it now. He tries for a nice move, but Riccitelli just read him the whole way. Tampa just passing the puck around here. South Carolina almost had a great interception, would have led to a nice rush for them, but got stripped at the end. 7:15 left now in the first period. It's both teams, just kind of trading small possessions with the pucks, but no sustained attacks here. Meyer comes out, and he'll play it. South Carolina actually beats him to the puck. Nick Kay intercepted it along with Reed. Reed has it saved high from Meyer. Goes up and out of play. It'll be a face-off with 6:56 left. That was a dangerous play from Kyle Meyer.
It was, and, to your point about the, lack of kind of some extended zone stays for both teams, it's kind of a weird phenomenon right now where both teams' defense is really good at winning these battles on the boards and chipping the puck out of there, but they're not able to win on the boards when they have the puck in the other team's zone.
And South Carolina won the faceoff, but the shot was just wide of Meyer. I think another thing is, they've been really good at cutting out passes, as kind of entries to the zone. The neutral ice play is pretty good from both teams, but when they try to enter, the defenses really are standing tough. South Carolina will just launch it down, and that's kind of been their mode of entering the zone so far, as Clavin has it now up against the boards. He'll fight for it with some Tampa skaters. It leaves the zone, and South Carolina will have to touch up, but they re-enter now. Riggins up to Clavin. He loses it, gets it to Riggins. It's up in the air and against the boards. Nick Kay wrestles for it. Maybe looking for Tommy Marvin as Kay just kind of takes on 4 defenders. Tampa finally gets it out of the zone as South Carolina makes some changes. Tommy Marvin has it. He re-enters. He's got Riggins right behind him. He's hit up against the boards. This is cleared by Tampa once again. It's a big hit as skater goes down, but Garrett Albers with a hit of his own wins it back. South Carolina looks to enter the zone, but the puck's just bouncing all over the place.
Are we watching basketball or hockey?
It's hard to tell at some points. It's got that same pace, if you will. Drew Henderson with it. And both teams just kind of passing it to each other off the boards there for a minute as Tampa passes it around their defense. Looking for a long pass into the zone. It's cut out by Henderson. A great job kind of playing a free safety role there. Garrett Albers has a nice move, and they get into the zone. South Carolina, Albers looks for a shot just wide. Drew Henderson plays it off the boards. Tampa clears again. Zach List has it, and he'll just launch it over the head of Meyer to secure a couple more changes.
South Carolina, their passes have been a lot better in this game in the first period than it was Friday night. Like in the first period, it seemed like every pass was bouncing off someone's stick or just a little out in front.
Nick Kay just takes the puck away. He'll, be taking on the whole Tampa team here, but great job stifling their possession. Jake Pushkar with it now. He gets it over to Zach List. List fires. It's cut out before it gets to Meyer. Pineda plays it off the boards. Pushkar with it behind net. Gets it over to List again. He'll launch it forward to Nick Kay off the boards. It's Pineda. Tampa pins it. They release the puck, and it does get cleared. Tampa's been really good at clearing the puck when they have to. Jake Pushkar re-enters the zone. He's got Pineda ahead of him. It just has a little too much on it. More back and forth action. It's going to be a penalty on
South Carolina.
South Carolina is Tyler Hagelberger. He's down there.
Drew Henderson
Slow to get up.
This penalty box is becoming crowded for South Carolina, and kind of like what our comment section is saying. These refs are not entirely consistent because they're letting guys play at some points, but then they're also just calling some interesting thing. That's the corner that, in my position as the color man, it's kind of hard to see.
Also, I just saw him go down. You heard something, then you saw an arm go up. So I didn't really see the hit, but it's a tough break for South Carolina. They'll have to go in their 3rd kill of the night. 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah, but it's not, as good as they are on special teams, you don't want to quit. You don't want to keep playing with fire.
You want to be on the offensive special team side of things.
Well, they just put 5 minutes up there. Let's make sure.
They've done that before.
Yeah, before we.
This one looks to be for real.
Was it boarding? I didn't see a hand signal.
Sure.
But we've got a 5-minute major to South Carolina. That'll take us through the rest of the first period.
And then some. Yeah, that's a killer because Tampa now has a face-off in the Carolina zone. And, a golden opportunity to equalize here in the first. Tampa has control of it. It's Fortescue. He'll get it over to Griffin. Back to Fortescue near side. Fortescue Tampa's going to take their time. They have 5 minutes to do it. Griffin gets it forward to Valise.
Well, for our fans back home who maybe...
Locking cuts it out and clears. That's a good start to this 5 minutes.
Yeah, and for our fans back home who maybe aren't as initiated with the rules of hockey, if Tampa scores on a 5-minute major, the penalty doesn't go away. They stay on the man advantage the whole time.
That's very true. It is a major penalty. Valise has it right in front of Tamoyan. Tamoyan, a huge save as Tampa picked out a great pass to get in behind. Connor Berman with it now. Up to Bonsukin. He'll launch it down the ice. A great catch there from Griffin to catch it in neutral ice. And that allows Tampa to re-enter a little quicker. That's Moeller with it now. Over to Valise. Cut out again. Tampa's going to have to touch up. Riggins racing down. He wins the puck. He's got a one-on-one with Meyer. Toe drag shot. Saved. The referee has his hand raised. It's going to be a penalty on Tampa, and that just is all John Riggins right there.
Well, Tampa was basically, their options were, hack and slash Riggins or give up a goal because Riggins was skating down like a man possessed. And, that's a superstar level play from your superstar player to, generate something like that for yourself on you're on a 5-minute penalty kill, and it's going to be Trainer heading to the box. A crowded box now for Tampa as well.
Yeah, 3 guys in the box for each team is, it's probably getting nice and warm in there. But again, Riggins just cut out a pass, went all the way, still was able to put a good shot on goal even though he was, getting cut down. Meyer with a nice save, though. Got to give him a lot of credit for standing tall. But again, we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes, and then Tampa will have about a minute 53 of a man advantage. Riccitelli has the puck as South Carolina wins the faceoff. And Tampa's out to the races. It's a one-on-one against Tamoyan. A great move from Tampa. It's a goal. That is going to be Braden Guiderman. Just glided around Tamoyan and snuck it past him glove side. Couldn't quite get the pad there. That was just individual brilliance.
And that's Guiderman's first goal for the Tampa Spartans. He's a freshman defenseman. And what a move there. A great pass to start the breakaway, and he was 1-on-0 with Tamoyan. And Tamoyan I think he sold out for a shot low, and Guiderman just held on to it and then slipped it past him.
Yeah, he faked left, cut it back right, and Tamoyan just couldn't get the pad there in time. So big credit to Guiderman, but also for South Carolina, this power play, it wasn't a power play, but this penalty, only got them to about it only got them back to 4-on-4. I was confused because they took the 5 minutes off the board. Tampa chips it down to Tamoyan. He'll just glove it and freeze it. And lucky that might not be another one as Riccitelli just flattened Ryan Andrews in front of net.
Yeah, he was protecting his goalie.
Yeah, I was confused because they took the 5 minutes off.
Yeah, now they just threw it back. Yeah, the ref was like, hey, hold on. Well, it's good to know that there aren't just benign random rules.
Yeah, the major penalty still stands.
They're trying to figure out how many seconds for that. That's just tough, but
they've got it pretty close here. They might just nope. We're gonna have a little ref meeting. As 2:29 left in the first. It is 1-1 now after a great goal from Braden Guiderman. But Tampa, after this minute 28, they'll still go back up a man advantage. So it's been a tough situation for South Carolina. The 5-minute major, JP, you just can't let that happen.
No, it's a tough penalty to take, especially after you ended your game on the penalty kill against a 5-minute major on Friday night. That really took a huge wind out of your sails for that comeback bid. You still almost did it, but you have to think it would have been, maybe they did if they didn't take that brutal penalty.
And maybe they're still leading 1-0 if they don't commit one here.
Yeah, now the official's still trying to figure out how much time is going to be left on the Tampa penalty or the Tampa power play. But it's just sad for South Carolina. All right, so they've got 3:26 left on the
5-minute major.
Yes, with 1:28 left on the 2-minute minor. So we'll have about minute 28 of 4-on-4.
We're finally back to hockey. 4-on-4. Tampa wins the faceoff. They played off the boards. Evans beats Mulcairn to it, but Mulcairn just pins him against the boards. Tampa has it And it falls to Marco Pineda. Jake Pushkar has got Riccitelli to his left. Pineda on this right side. He looks for a cross-ice pass, finds no one. Tampa's going to race it down again. It's Evans. To his right, he's got Andrews. Looks for a shot. It's deflected. South Carolina going to just double-team the puck. They win it back. 50 seconds left on their power play, so after that ends, it will go back to being 5-on-4 for Tampa. Riccitelli with it now. He'll just chip it down as South Carolina looks to make some changes. Nick Kay still in pursuit, though. Tampa plays it off the boards. Cut out by Clavin. That's a nice pass to stymie the break. I was going to say, I don't know where the puck went, but...
Not even to the officials.
Yep, that's right. It went out of play. 1:28 left in the first. 27 seconds left for the South Carolina so-called power play, but it'll put Tampa back on the man advantage here rather shortly. Face-off in neutral ice, won by Nick Kay. Clavin has it now behind net. Plays it back to Tommy Marvin. It's the two defensemen sharing passes and doing a good job of keeping the Spartans at bay, but they're about to gain an extra man here soon. It's Marvin over to Clavin. South Carolina looking to enter at the end of 4-on-4 play. And Tampa skaters race back on, and now they have a rush. It's the man who just committed the penalty, Trainer. He passes back, pad save to Moyen, still out in front, loose puck. Bodies hit the deck. Tampa still with it, under a minute to play. Shot fired on, saved by Tamoyan. Tampa still with it, taking their time. That's Griffin with it.
Michael Schmelzer was in net behind Tamoyan.
He sure was. Fortescue saved Tamoyan. He covers up. 33 seconds left.
He got bowled over into the back of the net, so if Tampa had scored, I feel like there would have been...
He was behind Tamoyan in goal.
Yeah. If the goal on Friday was disallowed, I like to think that a goal there would have been disallowed. But
still looking into how that happened.
I don't know.
I won't get you started, but
nope, I was really angry.
I did know this. I was watching at home, and I was like, well, how'd they disallow that one?
Whatever happened there?
What did happen there? Who knows? I don't think the officials do. As the puck leaves the zone, Lock and racing down against Fortescue, unable to win it, but does a good job of cutting some time off. Tampa's going to re-enter the zone, racing forward. Griffin has it now against the boards. Riggins in pursuit. Shot on, deflected well before it gets to Tamoyan. Flaherty and Riggins up against the boards, trying to win the puck back for South Carolina. 5 seconds and counting left. Griffin with it. It leaves the zone, 2-1. Flaherty fires on, saved by Meyer at the buzzer. Nice way to end the first period for South Carolina, leaving it at 1-1. But again, you feel like in those last 5 minutes, they really shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, but, with all the penalties they've taken,
you'll take it.
You're starting. You're starting back right where we started the game. It's for lack of a better phrase, it's nothing. You got 40 more minutes to play. There's only 57 seconds left on that penalty kill. For a team that has started slow in first periods, it's better than being down 3-0.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there. We saw South Carolina start hot. It was a goal from Brendan Flaherty with 12:28 left in the first. Tampa equalized with 2:48, an excellent goal from Braden Geiderman. But we'll be back in just a bit for the second period. We're all knotted up at 1 here. Again, I'm Spencer Ball. He's JP Barry, right here on Student Gamecock Television. You don't want to miss it. And we're back here at the Plex for period 2. We are all tied up at 1. We've got a good one here at the Plex. I'm Spencer Ball. He's JP Berry. JP, give us your thoughts on the first, man. It was a fun one.
Well, South Carolina started out hot, both in terms of starting out with a 1-0 lead, but also they started out hot literally getting a penalty in the first, 5 seconds of the game when Kai Bonsukin,
retaliation
blew apart
is what
a Tampa player.
it was awesome.
But lots of penalties. I'm sure Coach Sawal wants to clean that up so that they can have a much more, free-flowing second period. Because I feel like there were times where South Carolina had momentum, but the constant penalties and whistles kind of shut that down.
And the 5-minute major really hampers your chances there because, as you mentioned, no matter if you score, if Tampa scores, whatever happens, that penalty does not go away until the time is elapsed. So here in the second, we're going to have 57 seconds of 5-on-4 for Tampa before we get back underway. And again, that penalty happened with about 5 minutes left in the first, and that really kind of
Josh Wilkins, Carson Scove, and Drew Henderson all just made their way into the box. I mean, they're just still there.
Still in timeout, I guess. So it was Scove and Fontaine were there. Have been there since close to the 10-minute mark. Yeah,
I'm just seeing guys in Tampa hockey street clothes walking in front of us. Something that I think to keep an eye on, Will Fortescue does not stop talking. He's a jar.
I saw he was the guy that was jumping up and down at the end of the other game, I think taunting South Carolina.
Something could happen there.
Something might happen to him. The second period is just about to get underway. Face-off at center ice, 5-on-4 hockey for the Tampa Spartans. They control the face-off, and we're underway. 50 seconds left on the power play. It's going to be Moeller looking to enter the zone. Poked away, though, for Valise. He has it now, skating around the boards. Bonsukin in pursuit. They get it out to Fortescue. Back to Valise on this near side. Fortescue running the point here. He has it. He skates to his right. Valise. Cross-ice pass. Shot fired on. Deflected, though. And South Carolina kind of has numbers here. Colin Reed has it. Passes it over to Flaherty. 18 seconds left on the power play. Tampa does take it away with 10 seconds left. We are just about back at even strength. Fortescue with it. He looks to fire on. It's well wide at Tamoyan. South Carolina plays it off the boards, and Tampa remains with the puck here. As actually it falls all the way to the South Carolina skater, fresh off the bench. Pass, unable to get a shot on turning. Deflected in front of Meyer, but we are back to even strength here. So I was at loss for words for a second as looked like South Carolina almost had a golden chance. Pushkar with it now. He's got Pineda to his right as someone took a big hit away from the action.
No interference call, despite what has been called on South Carolina. Interesting.
Well, someone should look into that. Pineda has it now, looks for Pushkar. No one gets on the end of his centering pass. Evans gets nailed against the boards, and Flaherty is going to sub off there. Marvin has it now. He gets it back to Clavin. South Carolina kind of whiffed on the pass there, but they still have possession. That was Nick Kay. He's pinned up against the boards by McCann there, who I think has been really impactful. He's a high-speed skater and really wins the puck a lot for Tampa. Both teams just kind of trading small possessions with the puck. Clavin with it now. Bad pass, Trainer. Unable to put a shot on is Tamoyan with a good save there. That one could have been costly. Another good save from Tamoyan. South Carolina now. They'll just chip it all the way down to Meyer. Meyer knocks it to the side, doesn't cover up. Pass up to Trainer. He can't handle it. South Carolina with the puck now. Tommy Marvin has it. They're working it forward. He can't find it. It's deflected out in front. South Carolina unable to hold on to possession. Marcella has it now. He gets hit, and Tampa has it. Both teams just racing back and forth, JP.
Yes, they are. Kind of leaving me not much room to talk, but of course that's a good thing.
It does make for fun hockey, but trying to get you involved. It's teams are making it a little hard. South Carolina enters the zone here. Pass found its way all the way to Meyer, who just kicked it to the side. Albers has it, sends it off the boards.
Adam Feldman on the ice, another player we didn't see Friday night.
I think you're absolutely right. It's been a while since we've called his name, but a welcome sight as South Carolina has it now. They'll make some subs. Tampa might be off to the break, but the pass doesn't find a stick. Zach List with it in the defensive zone. Gets it to Drew Henderson, who's finally served his lengthy suspension in the box. Tampa enters the zone now, and again, a lot of back and forth here, almost 5 minutes in. Tamoyan, a good save there. It's John Riggins with it now. Nice cross-ice pass to Albers. He fires on, it's a little wide, falls to Riggins. Huge hit there from Tommy Locken. Instead of the puck, he chose violence and just flattened Rimpey.
The reverse check.
Gotta love it. I mean, the physical play is still here.
Someone's stick just
got launched.
Terminal velocity.
As it's just a scrum for the puck on the board. South Carolina finally comes away with it. It's Riggins. Gets it forward as they look for Locken, unable to find him. Riccitelli with it now. Good pass to enter the zone. That is Tommy Locken. He'll play it off the boards. Colin Reed's going to be in pursuit. But Tampa regains possession. I believe that's 4 to skew, and it is. He skates forward with it. We're 5 minutes through this second period. Again, all knotted up at 1 here at the Plex. I would say neither team's had a golden opportunity here.
No, they haven't. It's been a lot of skating back and forth. No icing, no whistles.
Yeah, uninterrupted play right here. South Carolina almost with a key interception. Riccitelli will just play it fourth so they can make a line change, but it just hits a guy. South Carolina tried to keep it in, unable to do so. It's a pass, dangerously falls, but Riggins cuts it out. It's launched up against the boards. It falls to the stick of Riggins here. He'll play it around to Marco Pineda, a goal scorer on Friday. He always seems to score in the big moments. He's one of those guys that rises to the occasion. Again, nothing really sticking for either team as South Carolina enters the zone with Pishkar. He cross-ice pass, great interception there from Valise. Otherwise, Pineda would have had a clean shot. Great move from Flaherty to get it on goal, but a good save from Meyer.
We're seeing those stick handling skills that Flaherty really showcased as a freshman 2 years ago. Exemplified, on the goal he scored earlier, and then now weaving his way into the slot. But, of the two teams right now, it feels like South Carolina has generated more offensively, although Tampa's been close to a couple breakout passes.
I think you're right. I just don't think anything has been too clean of an opportunity, and I think you got to credit Tampa for that as icing is called at 13:54. Be a face-off in the Tampa zone for South Carolina, and it'll be a line change. And something to note, we saw a YouTube comment about getting a tripod. We kind of have to hang out of the window with a camera just to, see what's going on. So a tripod, unfortunately, wouldn't work. But we appreciate, it's
back in the day.
Yeah,
we would hang out of the window with a camera and like the tripod. That went really bad one time.
We did lose a camera in, so we're not doing that one again. So
we're sorry. It could always be worse.
Yeah, it is what it is. You've got us. It's about it. John Riggins has it. Gets a shot on, deflected wide. Meyer. And by the way, Carson Scove and Nicholas Fontaine have, I guess, also served their sentence. Wasn't sure if it would be for the entire game or not, but Scove is back out on the ice, and that's big for South Carolina. Flaherty flattens somebody and leaves the puck for his teammates.
That was Tim O'Connell who got a face full of Flaherty.
Bonsukin wins it. Good diving play there from a Tampa skater. Scove just whips it on in a nice spinning move. So they'll make some changes as Tampa has the puck. It's cut out by Bonsukin. He'll chip it forward as he couldn't enter the zone. Both teams showcasing physical play, and it's a fun one, JP, as Locken has it behind the net.
And a penalty coming up. It'll be tripping on Tampa.
Absolutely right, and that is huge for South Carolina. The first penalty of the second period after about $1 billion in the first.
Yeah.
At the 12:31 mark, South Carolina is going to have a chance to score a power play goal.
Yes, they will, with 12:31 to go here in the second period. Spencer, this is, I think, one of the biggest moments of the season for South Carolina. You've weathered the storm of 1 million penalty minutes. I mean, you lead College Hockey South in penalty minutes. But now you've got an opportunity for your world-famous power play, to steal a phrase from Gus Johnson. But, you know, it's a big moment. And you've got, you know, Brendan Flaherty, Bonsukin, Berman, Scove, and Kay on the ice. And this was a power play unit that was excellent in the first period.
I mean, this was the unit that got it done in the first period. It was Bonsukin, Kay, and eventually Flaherty putting it home for South Carolina as the faceoff goes all the way back to Tomoyan. So, you know, you put the guys that have done it before back in play. Makes a lot of sense to me. Nick Kay has it racing into the zone. He's got Berman out in front. He'll try and put one on, but it's deflected. Berman up against the boards, and Tampa looks to clear. Bonsukin tries to snag it. Unable to, as 30 seconds have disappeared just like that. South Carolina's going to fall back and claim the puck before they re-enter. They do just that, get it back to Bonsukin. Have it on the far side, played behind the boards to Scove. Scove gets it over to Flaherty. He's going to take that point position and leave the puck for Carson Scove. He fires, saved by Meyer. That one was ripped at him.
Yeah, but there was no traffic out in front, so beyond the initial velocity of the shot, it really wasn't that dangerous. Now,
I think they wanted to change.
Exactly, because now Tommy Marr, the way Tampa's defending this power play, it leaves it open for what we saw Tommy Marvin do at the point in Game 1. Now you've got Pushkar, Reed, and Pineda out there along with Riggins.
And Tampa took their, what I would believe to be their best kill lineup out, as Fortescue and Griffin have been those guys. Pineda with it now, near face-off circle, shots deflected. South Carolina still with it, though, as it's up against the boards. It falls to Tommy Marvin. Over to John Riggins. Now Pineda, near side shot. Pad save Meyer. That was incredible. Pushkar with it up against the boards. Colin Reed now. Falls to Riggins. Gets it to Marvin after almost losing it. Riggins has it. 30 seconds left. Back to Riggins now from Marvin. Pushkar looks for Riggins in the center, unable to find it. Was cut out well. It's kept in, though. Great hustle there. Does just fall out. 20 seconds left. South Carolina's going to re-enter with Marvin. Nice spinning move just to dodge the hit. Tampa's just going to launch it around the boards. 10 seconds and counting. Tampa actually has it in the face-off circle all the way down the ice. Power play, he's going to die down there. But South Carolina still with a good lineup to do something that they maybe can before a skater rejoins. Reed has it. Over to Pineda. He fires. Save Meyer. Up against the boards. It's a scrum for it. Tampa has some space. His Sea Wagon has it, just kind of lost it there. Had numbers, but Marvin did a good job of just staying in between him and Tomoyan. It's a shot just wide. Dangerous pass, found someone wide open at the far post.
Yeah, definite miscommunication by South Carolina's forwards. There was nobody out protecting Tomoyan.
Tampa has it now, and another good save there from Tomoyan. South Carolina unable to clear. Griffin keeps it in for the Spartans. South Carolina will launch it out of play. We're under 10 minutes at 9:42 left in the second. I think that was a good power play from South Carolina. It was just a better kill.
Well, South Carolina had two opportunities with Micah Pineda at both kind of, face-off dots, and both times it almost got to him before it got deflected away. He was teed up with a wide-open net to shoot at. And it was a testament to how they set that up. But unfortunately, neither time they couldn't even get it off the ground.
Yeah, I think there was that, and then Riggins had a nice 1-2 where he came into the center and just couldn't find his stick. But again, all in all, I think, it was great defending from Tampa, but the idea was there from South Carolina, and got to think the more opportunities they have, the more they're going to be able to convert. Wilkins with a great move to enter the zone. He gets taken out, but the puck stays for South Carolina. List pins somebody against the boards, and Berman with a great stick play to save it. Falls all the way to Meyer. He'll be forced to cover up, and that wins South Carolina a faceoff.
Yeah, and that's the kind of play I think you love to see from South Carolina, desperately keeping the puck inside the attacking zone and then chipping it on, forcing a freeze to generate an offensive zone draw.
Yeah, I think it's very smart. You're able to make some subs. South Carolina loses the faceoff, but they are unable to keep it in the zone. So Tampa has it as South Carolina does touch up. It's going to be launched down as the Spartans look to dump and chase, but it's caught out wisely from South Carolina as they enter the zone. It's Marcella. Finds Albers, just couldn't get his skate to it to control the puck. Up against the boards, a nice dodge there as Marcella had his heat-seeking missile on one of the Tampa players. Feldman up against the boards. He sends it over to Albers. Falls to Tampa, trying to clear it, just can't get a clean stick on it, but they finally just get in the way of a pass and block it out. Feldman up against the boards, plays it forward. A lot of back and forth here. What have you liked from South Carolina so far, JP?
Well, they're very aggressive. They're playing up on deep. They've defended the blue line well. No real clean zone entries for Tampa.
I'd say you're right. It's been a lot of back and forth. Both teams playing really good defense. Tampa's going to have a shot. Snagged by Tamoyan. Heck of a save there as Andrews had his sights set on that top corner.
Yes, he did. And I mean, that was a tough one because, as I mentioned that they hadn't really carried it in cleanly, they did, so that's why they kind of shut up. And they got a great opportunity out in front of Tamoyan, but Tamoyan was even better with the glove.
And, you mentioned it pregame that Tamoyan would have to play a big part in keeping this team in the game. I think he just did the definition of that right there. So I think South Carolina won the faceoff, but Tampa comes away with the puck here. They stay in the offensive zone. It's up against the boards. Pushkar seemed to have it for a second, but Tampa comes away with it. Good block there from Riccitelli. He's in pursuit. Griffin has it on the blue line. He'll fire. Pad save to Moyen. Andrews tries to send it around the boards. Riccitelli cuts it out and clears. Great play there from Ben Riccitelli.
A hand pass is going to freeze play here. But they'll actually bring.
It's going to be a face-off.
Just outside of, or inside the South Carolina attacking zone. That's where that official's setting up. I think the official's trying to figure it out. Yeah, no.
Neutral zone.
I don't know why that would have moved all the way over there. But a big break for South Carolina.
That's Fortescue the talker.
Yeah.
That's his,
That's his nobility title in the ancient times.
Yeah. And the faceoff is won by South Carolina. It's cut out. A great interception. It's Fontaine one-on-one. Scores! What a goal from Nicholas Fontaine. And it's just lazy passing from South Carolina. Tampa jumps it, and they lead 2-1.
I mean, that's a pick six.
It's exactly what it felt like.
I mean, 11th goal of the season for Fontaine, a goal scorer in game one. And that's just tough because, for South Carolina, you were doing everything right. It's when you're playing a team like Tampa, you cannot afford to have that one mistake. And you show one sign of weakness, and Tampa's all over it, and they rip it open.
And one thing, that was no small mistake. It was a bad pass that Fontaine just read all day long. Took it down. And, a guy like him, he's going to finish the job at the other side. And the Spartans lead 2-1 here at the Plex. South Carolina now trails for the first time tonight. They get it to Bonsukin. It's deflected by Griffin. Riggins has it up against the board. Scove with it. Falls to Flaherty. Tries to make somebody miss, but it's cut out by Valise. Great job from him. South Carolina will re-enter with Colin Reed. Griffin does a good job trying to poke it free, and he does. Whew. It's chipped off the top of the boards, and it falls to a Tampa skater. He's unable to do anything with it, but it falls for Fontaine. Saved by Tamoyan. Goodness, that was inches away from being a 3-1 game here at the Plex. About at the 6-minute mark, Tampa's going to just regroup here. They like looking for these long passes off the boards, and just like that, they enter the zone. Berman tries to cut it out. South Carolina unable to gain possession of it, and Tampa wins it. On the blue line, deflected by Riggins, but it'll fall to the near faceoff circle to a Spartan. It almost goes out of play. South Carolina will just clear it.
Big hit by Flaherty there on Sea-Wagon.
Yeah, there's been lots of physicality kind of in between these big moments for the Spartans.
That's the thing. When South Carolina's at their best, they're not focused on these retaliatory hits. I feel like they're starting to maybe kind of lose focus and just try to hit people. And of course, that's what you like. You love the physicality from South Carolina. It's part of their trademark, but.
Really, you trail the game now. That's more important than anything you can do physically. As it falls back post in Tampa, sends another one to the back of the net. That's Tim O'Connell, I believe.
I think it was. You get so focused on that the little things start to slip away. It's the pass. It's the lazy pass that Fontaine takes and returns to the house. And there it's finding.
O'Connell wide open back post. Tampa's had that lane multiple times tonight. Unsure if it's miscommunications or what, but, the Spartans have just had some wide open opportunities, and you can't blame Tamoyan for that. That was about as free of a goal as you get. For South Carolina, you feel like they either need to equalize or just get it to the break here as Tampa has their foot on their necks here as they lead 3-1, under 5 to go now in the second. Marvin gets it up to Feldman. He just deflects it forward. The Spartans have it. A relentless pursuit from Marcella. Almost wins it back for the Gamecocks. Tampa once again looks for a long outlet pass. They don't find it this time. It is going to be icing.
And Tampa's bench is uproarious, but I feel like it was pretty obvious that George Clavin got back there in front of the Spartans.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
We can't let these guys.
Oh, no, it definitely does feel like that, It's
so,
like, oh, man.
It's like, come on. Lots of time left. This is a Gamecock team. They've been in these situations. You'd like it if maybe they stopped being in these kinds of situations, but what are you going to do?
Yeah. And, the start of the second, I think the first 10 minutes couldn't have gone any better for the Gamecocks. You just didn't put a goal in the net, but you can live with that. But, again, on the defensive end, they just look a little lackadaisical. You can't do that against Tampa. They get 2 goals in 2 minutes and lead 3-1. They're off to the races again, a spinning pass. Sends it forward, South Carolina looking to do something. A good interception from Pineda. Gets it Pushkar. Pushkar fires. It's deflected by Griffin. He has it behind the net now. Looks for a centering pass. Falls all the way to List.
I didn't quite catch that.
There? Yeah.
I did not.
Oh, the net came off a little bit. So they'll fix that. 3:59 left in the second. The Spartans lead 3-1. And, I think we also have to give their defense a lot of credit. They're not letting many, if any, shots get to Meyer.
They're not, and Pushkar just covered the puck with a person. That was,
he just pushed.
Jake Stapert
just pushed him down on top of the puck.
He's like, you have the right to remain silent.
And read him his Miranda rights, says we'll do it all over again with 3:56 to go. Pushkar wins it.
Well,
again, I guess. I don't know if you consider that first one a win. It's fired on just high of Meyer. List with it now. He'll whip it around the boards. It falls to no one, and South Carolina gives up their offensive possession just like that. And now Tampa's off to the races. They look for a pass wisely intercepted by Zach List, but it falls again. Tamoyan with a stick. Sends it wide, and he makes another save on the long shot from Griffin. So they just look to escape here, and they do. Nick Kay's going to enter the zone. Leaves it for Pineda. Sends it all the way around to Drew Henderson. He sticks with it off the boards. Tampa can't quite clear it, but he just jumps the stick of Bonsuka, and South Carolina's going to have to touch up and make some subs here. Pushkar sends it around the boards with 3 to play. And the puck just goes all the way down the ice. Bonsukin's going to have to race back to get there. He does just that. Tampa skater hot on his heels. Great passage, Riggins. One-on-one with Meyer. Meyer save. Riggins on the second attempt. It's a goal. And just like that, South Carolina draws it within 1. The initial attempt was saved, but it went right back to him. And Riggins put it past Meyer. It's 3-2 Tampa.
And in these kinds of situations, you need big-time plays from big-time players. And ladies and gentlemen, John Riggins is a big-time player. His 14th goal of the season in just 12 games. I mean, right back in this one. You know, you needed to pick me up here before the end of the period.
And I tell you who deserves a ton of credit for that. It's Kai Bonsukin. He raced all the way down, you know, got the puck before Tampa could, you know, potentially have a dangerous opportunity, and launched a pass all the way up the ice, found Riggins perfectly entering the zone. Huge assist for the defenseman there. The puck went out of play here with 2:34 left. Tampa has a 3-2 lead, but South Carolina strikes back here.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive. Of course, now you got to hold on. Can't afford to give that goal back. That would be a crushing blow to morale.
It sure would. South Carolina going to escape the defensive zone with Riggins. The puck goes in. They'll have to hold up play. Flaherty whips it around the boards.
It was a great stick play by Tampa to kind of dislodge puck from.
Reed has it now as Tampa just whiffed on a pass. South Carolina's going to set up shop. Flaherty with a nice move, but it's cut out. Great defenseman play as Flaherty just
A hip check.
big hit. Tampa with a shot saved by Tomoyan. I think he's been really good tonight, JP.
He has. I mean, he has saved this game from getting maybe out of hand multiple times. But, you know, like what I was saying, Tampa's been very good now at patrolling the blue line. They dislodged puck from stick just enough for Riggins to end up offside, so that South Carolina's puck zone entry was completely destroyed.
Sure was. Fontaine, the goal scorer, has it now for the Spartans. Great cross-ice pass. It just jumps the stick a little of Valise. And it leaves the zone, so they'll have to touch up ever so slightly. Tomoyan comes out to play it. Wilkins looked like he had it on the boards, but it's the Spartans with it. Fontaine blocked by Mulcairn. South Carolina's off to the races. It's Tommy Locken. He's got Berman up ahead, leaves it for Wilkins now, tries to find Berman. Riccitelli keeps it in the blue line. He'll just fire it on. It's cut out by Griffin. Valise with it now in the right faceoff circle. Left-handed wrister goes way high at Tomoyan. Shot on, deflected, double save. It falls in. It's going to be a goal, another one for Tampa, and just as you said, it is a crushing blow.
50.6 seconds remaining. And, of course,
it's Fortescue again.
Fortescue is starting things after the whistle, but
well, he just went straight into Tyler Tomoyan.
Tomoyan made an initial great save, and it kind of just bounced over his body, and he couldn't collect himself to grab it before it trickled over the blue line or over the red line. I mean, that is just
and it
so
just
tough.
snuck in the post
yeah,
too.
like,
Was that Fontaine again? Was that
I don't know. If,
I thought I saw him leading the line, but
just that
he went to the bench. We're gonna call it Fontaine. If you saw it better in the comments, hey, please let us know. We'll gladly take that. But with 50.6, that is a killer. Fontaine's second of the game. Tampa leads at 4-2. That one hurts.
Yeah, it does.
And it especially hurts because Tomoya made a great save, but, you know, how is Fontaine in front of goal again with no defender?
Yep, South Carolina just needs to – they have to protect Tomoyan from shots, from hits, from everything. I mean, there's –
and now they're letting him get jawed by Fortescue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's your goalie. That's the guy that, you know, if he wasn't playing in net, this would be a 7-2 game.
Yeah,
and
Tampa has free reign of the crease right now, and that just can't happen. They're screening and shielding Tomoyan all day long, and South Carolina hasn't done anything to try and dig him out of there.
And with 10 seconds left, it looked like Pushkar got tripped there, but didn't get the call as the final seconds tick off. Tampa leads it 4-2 here at the end of the second period after a last-minute goal from Nicholas Fontaine, or that's who we're crediting it to, his second of the night. And that one's a killer. You know, this is going to be a big-time talk from here from Sirwa. You wish you could have had this with the team at 3-2, but they trail 2 goals entering the final period of regulation play. JP, you got anything before we go to break here?
Well, it seemed like such a great period. Good Lord, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Until it wasn't, and that's how hockey can be sometimes. But for South Carolina, you find yourself down by 2 goals. Same situation you were in on Friday night. You just got to dig deep. You found 1 goal on Friday night, but can you find 2 tonight? It's stuff like that. Rescuing this weekend because you don't want to get swept. That's a big thing, especially not at home against a team that you, quite frankly, despise.
Oh, yeah. That's probably putting it lightly.
It would mean a lot, I think, to the Gamecock seniors to shut Tampa up on their home ice. But I think that's going to do it from us.
Yeah, it will. I think for South Carolina, I think offensively they've looked good. You've got to clean things up defensively because if you give up another Tampa goal, it just keeps getting more and more out of hand. But that's going to do it here for Spencer Ball and JP Barry. We'll see you in just a little bit for period number 3. Stick with us. And welcome back to the Plex for the third period of action. The Tampa Spartans lead 4-2. Cock Hockey look to mount a comeback here with 20 minutes to do just that. I'm Spencer Ball. He's JP Barry. JP, what's it going to take to get this done?
Well, 2 or 3 goals at least, you know, just to take a page out of Coach Tony Annan from the men's soccer team's book. But, you know, being serious, one, have to dig people out of the crease. Tamoyan has been left all by himself out there, and it's given Tampa free reign to some goals. But then on the offensive end of things, got to get some cross-ice passes to connect. Tampa's been very active with their sticks, blowing up passing lanes. But you have opportunities. You have guys in good positions. Just got to get them the puck.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the offensive side for South Carolina has not been bad at all. You know, they've scored a goal in each period. In the second period, they had a lot of really good chances. Tampa just has done a great job of dispossessing South Carolina, and they're a really good team for a reason. You know, on the defensive end, you just can't let in any more goals, and you just got to chip away. And they'll try and do just that as they win the opening faceoff here for the third period. Riggins enters the zone. He will be called just a hair offside. And we'll do it all again here. 19:49 left in the third. Again, Tampa with a 4-2 lead. And JP, we saw an interesting sight walking back up to our little attic.
We did. Tyler Tamoyan.
We did. He was sitting in the stairs, and
you just got to get your mind right sometimes. You know, you have, you know, even at the end of the day, if you're left out there alone, you still think you need to make that save. And you know, like, sometimes you just got to remove yourself, get to a quiet place, as quiet as a stairwell with you and I in it can be. But, you know, goalies are interesting creatures. You know, they're creatures of habit. So he's a great goalie as well. So the greatest of them have their ways. And he's going to have to be great, you know, trying to keep this one from kind of spiraling. But for South Carolina, they need to pick up their goalie.
I think you're right, you know, and the best way to pick them up would be scoring a couple goals here, making this an even game if they can, or at least a one-goal game as Pineda launches the puck down. The Gamecocks will chase it. It's Fortescue with it up against the boards, unable to clear it. South Carolina still has it. Flaherty with it. Shot on, saved by Meyer. He finally unable to cover up another shot. It's put in. It's Nick Kay with the goal. I couldn't quite see if the ref had called it. He sure did, and just like that, South Carolina draw one back in the first minute. It's a goal from Nick Kay.
That it is, and that one's been a long time coming. Kay has been one of South Carolina's best forwards at 5-on-5 today, and I've been really impressed with him. And now, you know, that's what you need. You get these opportunities where you get a good shot on and a follow-up chance as Meyer can't freeze the puck, and it just finds itself to Nick Kay, someone who really deserves a goal like that. And just like that, it's a one-goal game.
And sorry it took us a second to call that. I couldn't quite see exactly what happened from our angle. It looked like Meyer had covered it up, but it just leaked out. And South Carolina makes the Tampa goalie pay. 4-3 now is the lead for Tampa in a one-goal game as Tamoyan just gloves that shot. Going to be a face-off in the South Carolina zone for the Spartans. But what a way to answer him. What a way to answer early.
Absolutely. I mean, that fires him up.
It fires everybody up. I mean,
fires America.
There's a solid. That's right. America is a Gamecock fan, and that's real. If you didn't watch the football game last night,
we sold our souls for the Alex Herrera 4-for-4 field goal performance. He did miss a PAT though.
You know, and that's okay. You got to give him a lot of credit for stepping up. And you know, if the Gamecocks are able to win this one, it'll just be a great weekend to be a South Carolina fan. Get basketball back on Monday. What a time to be alive. Tampa tries to enter the zone, and they do just that. Centering pass, though, finds nobody but Josh Wilkins. South Carolina will chip it down. A nice catch, though, from a Tampa defender. South Carolina still with it here. Clavin gets it to Marvin. Marvin gets it forward to Wilkins. Wilkins will chip it down into the corner. Tampa does have the puck, but let's see if they can escape their own zone. They do, but Feldman almost got in between that one. Tamoyan comes up and grabs that puck off the boards. Clavin hasn't. The Gamecocks will look to kind of mount an assault here. Get it forward to Wilkins. Locken in pursuit. So they go for a bit of a change here. Puck just up against the boards. Drew Henderson with it now. Henderson near side.
And Drew, he takes a big hit and a penalty. I think is going to come up.
Henderson's still down. It's going to be a penalty on Tampa.
I think that he got pinned against the boards really hard after the puck left. And he's holding something on his right side, I think.
Kind of his midsection. He's still down as the medical staff walks over, hoping he's okay. It's going to be Ryan Andrews in the box. And if there's any justice in the world, this will be a 5-minute major.
Well, you look into it. But Andrews was retaliating. He got lit up on the other side of the boards. But it's just not, it was completely unnecessary. And I think the refs
Anderson didn't have the puck, did he?
The refs are, no, he did not.
Yeah.
The refs are, I think trying to just talk amongst themselves. They want to keep this thing from continuing to spiral because these two teams just don't like each other, frankly, at all. But you want to keep it safe for all the players involved.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what the call is. Right now, it's marked as a 2-minute penalty, and nonetheless, it's a power play for South Carolina, and Drew Henderson is up to his feet. He's going to walk off to an applause, as he should, and skating under his own power is definitely a fantastic sign there as he heads to the bench. Again, it's Andrews in the penalty box, a 2-minute power play for South Carolina. And as long as Henderson's okay, they'll take that, JP, because this is a great moment to equalize.
Absolutely. And the power play has been kind of the name of the game for South Carolina
namely against Tampa, yeah, exactly. And the lineup to just try and draw that goal back is Riggins, Pushkar, Reed, Pineda, and Marvin, I believe. I don't, getting some new glasses here as I'm notably have horrible vision. Tomoyan comes out to get the puck after Tampa sent it the length of the ice. Actually nailed that, though. I got everybody right, JP.
Yep, I'm so proud.
Thanks, man. 15 seconds have already been killed to South Carolina. Some lazy passing. They just need to shorten it up and actually get in the offensive zone. And they're going to do that here. Pushkar enters, fires it behind net, so it goes all the way around to Marco Pineda. Riggins does a good job, keeping that one in on the boards. Griffin for Tampa now with it, but it's kept in. A great block there from Tommy Marvin. Goes into the bench, though, so it will be a face-off with 1:20 left on the power play. 16:54 left in the period. South Carolina trails 4-3. And something I was going to mention earlier, I finally remembered. It's a solid crowd for a Sunday morning.
It is. Lots
here
of
at
parents in attendance.
Yeah.
Lots of friends of the program as well.
Oh, yeah, we met a lot of people who, thanked us for what we do and of our talk show, the hit series Ball Don't Lie.
Yeah.
New episode coming out tonight, of course.
Yeah, hey, the hustle never ends for us.
That's right. South Carolina wins a face-off, and they've got it. Riggins here. Gets it to Marvin at the point. Over now to Pushkar. Riggins fakes the slapper. Over to Pineda on the left face-off circle. Marvin wants it back. He'll get it now. He fires on, deflected behind the goal. Under a minute now. South Carolina tries to turn around on the boards. Riggins, great play to keep it in. Marvin at the point, gets it to Pushkar, right face-off circle, it's in! The Gamecocks equalize at 4. Jake Pushkar with 42 seconds left on the power play. We're all tied up.
And hey, that's the name of the game right there. You get Marvin up at the point, you get those passes to connect to your captain, Pushkar, and he just nails it. That's what it's all about, man. And when Marvin wants the puck like that, he's got something cooked up, and he did.
And you know what else, JP? That's what you get for a little cheap shot penalty on Drew Henderson.
It's true. And, one of our commenters asked if in club hockey, do they eject if it's a 5-minute major and the player's injured? And to our knowledge, no. And we've seen this in the past that there was not an ejection.
I don't know the exact rule on it.
Yeah, we don't get. I wish we got a rule book.
I don't know if it's case by case or exactly what happens.
Well, that's probably, if it's something egregious like a brutal boarding penalty.
Yeah.
But
Hawkins going to send it down for Berman. Tries to track it down like a center fielder, but
Yeah, we've seen some
Tampa
like
has it.
high-level baseball defensive play. Riggins keeping that one in, like a shortstop diving in the dirt.
Yeah, using his body there. That was really good. The Gamecocks have equalized here at 4 in the third period. 2 goals in 4 minutes. They'll look to do more of the same here. Sponsukin and Berman win the puck back, and there's a Tampa skater down.
I think it's number 89,
That
Nicholas
is
Fontaine.
and he's holding his face. Hopefully he's okay.
I think
Josh
he took
Wilkins headed to the box.
I think he took an inadvertent high stick there, just off like, you know, it was behind. I didn't really catch it. I was following the puck, but I think maybe he was trying to play it and his stick went up, which typically is not a penalty, but Fontaine is down.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. I mean, we didn't really, I don't
And
think either of us saw it.
If there's blood, it'll be a 4-minute minor to Wilkins. I think that whacked him good.
I think so. Are they?
They
gonna
have
send Wilkins out.
Yeah, Wilkins is heading to the locker room.
Again, didn't really see the penalty. It's going to be another 5-minute major,
Well, hang
JP.
on. You know what? To answer your
Yeah, you
question,
can
man, in
pull up-
YouTube comment, I can't pull up the replay of what just happened.
Yeah, I think our replay function is broken right now.
Yeah, but I can watch back on the YouTube if my good friend Micah Rhoades saw what happened. I'm not sure.
Well, as JP checks that out, again, another 5-minute major for South Carolina. This really flipped the game on its head in the first period.
I think what happened was, you know, and in here we can kind of see there, you know, Wilkins hits him there right in front of the scorer's table. They get their sticks tangled up, and then it cuts back and Fontaine is down. We can only assume what might have happened, but it must have been very egregious. I guess he just wound up and I mean, it was behind the that's just stupid, frankly.
Yeah.
You get all this momentum back. You've tied the game.
And now you commit a 5-minute major for no reason.
I mean, it's one thing to, you know, stick up, you know, Fontaine and company have been all over Tomoyan. But, you know, there's a point.
It's unprovoked. And, you know, we called out Tampa for a little bit of a cheap shot. You know, we'll gladly, you know, call out our own guys here. Is that one just not a smart play? Josh Wilkins done for the game. And it's a 5-minute major. Flaherty racing down the ice. It's going to be Marcella serving his suspension in the box as well. So it's not only Wilkins, but another guy here. Tampa just barely stays on side. Tomoyan with a good pad save. The first 30 seconds of 5 minutes have been killed off here in the third. Shot wide. Tampa has it up against the far side boards. They get it over to Moeller. Moeller now to Trainer. He just launches it to the other side. Tampa looking to get something going. Bonsukin doing a great job of just kind of holding up play. Moeller has it now. Berman, he left it for Andrews. Bonsukin again aggressive with the stick. Almost snuck in near post there. Shot not cleanly fielded. Good defense there from the Gamecocks. It goes up into the rafters. 1 minute and 2 seconds has been killed off. 3:58 left in the 5-minute major. South Carolina gets a needed line change, and it's going to be a face-off on the right face-off circle. You know, you're 1 of 5 minutes done so far.
Yeah.
It's been a good start.
It has, but it takes a while. You know, I'm very just.
And it's draining. You know, it's not all, even
you know,
if you complete this, you know.
It takes so much out of you when you have the full wind in your sails, man. It's just.
And it's not the first time we've seen some boneheaded penalties from this South Carolina team. But, you know, that's, I guess, the cost you get of playing uber physical. And we wouldn't do it any other way. Fontaine has it now. Intercepted, and the Gamecocks look to clear it. Griffin keeps it in with a nice catch, but it goes to Riggins, and he'll send it the length of the ice. 1.5 minutes now gone. That leaves about 3:25 now left in this power play.
And it's good to see Fontaine, you know, back in
Absolutely. As racing up the ice is Valise. He leaves it for Fortescue. Over to Griffin. Fakes the slap shot. Fortescue tees one up. firmly off the pad of Tyler Tamoyne, cleared by South Carolina. 2 minutes now gone. 2 of 5, JP. They're just counting down this clock and really doing everything they can to keep this game leveled. Griffin leaves it for Andrews as they enter the zone. He's uplifted. Nice hit there from Brendan Flaherty, and the puck leaves the zone again. We're almost halfway done with the 5-minute major.
Yeah, Brendan Flaherty has been kind of perfecting those, get low hip checks.
Oh, he's a
guys.
hitman, yeah.
I mean, he's upending Spartans like he's a member of the Covenant.
Half of it is power play's gone. Trainer with a shot just wide. It falls for Danny Griffin at the blue line, but Pushkar just meets him there. Right face-off circle, Tampa has it, leaves it for a trailer, but it's blocked wide. Good stick work there, and the puck goes all the way down. Over halfway done, Meyer comes out to just hold it with his stick. Tampa's going to re-enter. South Carolina gets some changes, and just like that, 3 of 5 minutes have been killed off. This would be huge, JP.
Absolutely, and, hey, well.
It's Moeller racing in. Shot blocked by Marvin. Falls to Evans at the blue line. Gets it to his teammate, Andrews. Backhanded on. Clavin got to it first. Trainer still has it. K in pursuit. Evans. Shot deflected before it gets to Tamoyne. Trainer, the pass to Andrews gets deflected. Goes past the blue line. Andrews very unhappy about it. South Carolina with a change. And another errant pass sends it to Tommy Marvin. He clears. 1.5 left to go. The crowd's starting to get into it, JP. This kill would be huge.
Yeah, you just want to, you got to keep this level of intensity for the full minute 15 that remains on this penalty kill, because if you let up just once, we've seen what Tampa can do.
And you don't want to get too aggressive there. Evans skates into the zone, and Reed in relentless pursuit. 1 minute remaining now on the kill. Tampa with it now, that's Fontaine. It's the original power play lineup for Tampa back on the ice. That's Valise with it. Fontaine loses the puck. It leaves the zone. Tampa's going to have to touch up with 40 seconds left. They launch the puck down to Valise. Marvin has it, though. And with 38 seconds, he might just skate around with it. He'll launch it across ice to Colin Reed, who kicks it on towards Meyer. Tampa has it, 25 seconds left. They work it back forward across ice. Leave it for Fontaine, but he can't hold it. Reed sends it down. Fortescue in pursuit, as well as Tommy Locken. Locken wins the race. 10 seconds left. Fortescue in neutral ice. They'll re-enter one last time. They lose the puck. John Riggins in pursuit, and the Gamecocks have killed off a 5-minute major. And we're all knotted up at 4.
Truthfully, I don't even think Tampa amassed 5 shots on goal during that 5-minute power play.
I think you're absolutely right. I'm not quite sure what was happening there as Riggins intercepts another pass and fights off a skater just to chip it down almost at the halfway point of the third period. The Gamecocks have scored 2 already. It's 4-4. Tampa looking to get back into this game. You thought the 5-minute major was their chance. Not to be. Zach List has it. Drew Henderson tries to clear it. Doesn't get much on it. It's left right in front of goal there for Michael Schmelzer. He puts it on just wide of Tamoyne there. Dangerous play. Skov tangled up with Havlovich on the board. Slapped on by Evans. High of Tamoyne. Nobody has clear possession of the puck. Thought that might have been tripping.
Well, I think they both were trying to avoid a hit so aggressively that they both fell down. But, back on this other end, Will Fortescue kind of got a wake-up call from a Gamecock for the first time today. I think it was Skov. He was no longer on the ice. Oh, no, there he is. But Skov behind the net. Fortescue was a little slow to get up, but, South Carolina getting some, retaliatory hits on someone who's been a little bit of a pest today.
That's right. And you don't want to, again, the 5-minute major, they performed excellent to kill that off. You don't want to do something like that again. As Tampa wins the face-off after an icing call. They have it. in the South Carolina zone. 9:15 left in this third period. Scove with a great play to just pick the puck. And they clear it successfully. It falls to Hagelberger. He tries to work it forward, but Riggins has it. Right face-off circle shot. Saved Meyer. Kay with it in the left face-off circle now. Pineda lays a big hit. Forces a Tampa skater to lose his stick. And Tampa with a nice outlet pass to Schmelter. He chips it forward. Looking for Hagelberger. Well, Karen just pins him against the boards. And South Carolina wins the puck back. He gets it up to Kay. Pineda calling for it. He's the man in the center. Kind of screens for Kay. Kay shot just wide. Great screen there from Marco Pineda to draw a defender.
And then he also had Pineda set up on the post. If he could have just gotten it to his stick, he could have just tapped it in past Meyer.
Tampa's going to set up in the South Carolina zone. Working it back and forth. Shot fired on. Saved by Tamoyan. And Pishkar has it. Almost at the 8-minute mark, Pineda tried to keep that down with the stick. South Carolina goes for a change as Hagelberger enters the zone, but Mulcairn just bodies him off. It's Tommy Locken with it now. He's on the ice with Jake Pishkar, Riccitelli, Ronan Mulcairn, and Connor Berman. Tampa wins the puck, but Riccitelli, good interception there with his skate. Danny Griffin has it now in neutral ice. He'll just chip it forward off the head of Tommy Locken. Hit him like a flashbang there, but he's all right.
Yeah, he was looking around like, huh?
Mulcairn sends it forwards, and a lot of back and forth here from both teams. Tampa's going to go for some changes now. South Carolina with a long pass. Locken just unable to control it. Griffin skates forward. Berman with it now. He's being harassed by Valise, who's been really good tonight for Tampa. I say tonight. It is fully not even, barely past noon.
Yeah.
Used to the night game here as JP's still waking up.
I mean, I'm
Shot on just wide there. Trainer almost off the deflection as it's rifled into the bench. And Coach Sawad ducking that good head of hair over there. Under 7 to play in the third period.
Well, I think both teams are trying not to press too hard and make a big mistake that gives the other a chance to score what could be the final goal. And
that's exactly what it looks like.
These are two teams that may be well equipped for overtime 3-on-3 type.
It would certainly be interesting. It would also be interesting because if you and Micah Rhoades are forced to leave for your ring ceremony, I believe I'd be calling the game and working camera, which could be the greatest disaster of all time.
There isn't an intermission between overtime and regulation, so maybe.
Hey, we will see as the Gamecocks are off and running. Skating, excuse me. Riggins gets it to Albers. Diving play. It's a great job blocking the puck as Tampa now has numbers on a rush, but a good play from Flaherty to force Fontaine to go around the net. Shot near post to Moyen.
Hugging that thing for dear life.
That's right. Fontaine comes all the way back and intercepts the pass, too. Gets it to Valise. It's chipped on to Tamoyan. He'll just glove it at the 6:18 mark. Again, all tied up at 4. The goal scorers in the third, Nick Kay and Jake Pishkar. South Carolina evened it up in the first 4 minutes of this period.
And, it's been kind of deadlocked ever since. I think this has easily been Brendan Flaherty's best game of the season. He scored the initial goal for Carolina to kind of prove that this was not the same as Friday night, and he has just been excellent defensively.
He has been. He's also been, bringing a big sense of physicality to this team that you want to see, but he's done it with, not committing penalties. And that's very important as South Carolina's been good on the kill, but probably don't want to keep testing this Tampa team. Nick Kay backhands a shot, goes around the boards. He still has the puck. He just went around the world there. Flaherty just mishandles it to keep it in, so he'll just send it off the boards. Meyer will race out to get it as the Gamecocks have touched up, and they're back on the prowl. Clear goes all the way to Marvin. Meyer is just going to backhand it to the side. 5.5 left to play here in the third. Long pass there from Tampa as they have the puck here in the near face-off circle in the South Carolina zone. Clavin did a good job there of holding up play and forcing a bad pass, but Tampa still has it up against the boards. That's Seawagon. they're just locking him up against the boards. They kick it out in front of net. Scove has it. Gets it up to Clavin. Try to clear it. Doesn't get enough on it, so he'll play it with his hand. Again, kept in by Hagelberger. Now Scove has it. Tried to cut back, but Griffin with a great move with the stick. It's deflected up and out of play. We are under 5 minutes now in the third period. 4:48 left to play. All knotted up at 4. JP.
Hey, it's do or die time now. Because, I mean, it's South Carolina, I think, they need to at least get this one out of their own end. Tampa's been sitting here for the last couple minutes. And while they haven't had some great chances, all it takes is one.
You're absolutely right. I think it doesn't feel like it feels like whoever scores next has an excellent chance of bringing this in. That sounds like a dumb statement, but
well,
it really is. It's a 0-0 game with 4.5 left to play. And both teams just looking for some quality chances that haven't really come here in the last second half of the second period. Hagelberger goes down, but the Gamecocks unable to take advantage of it. They do get it forward, though. It's Riggins with it, right face-off circle. Shot. Saved by Meyer. Scove with it. Plays it off the boards to Colin Reed. He's pinned against the boards, and Andrews has it now. Skating out for Tampa. Up ahead, Flaherty. Pass gets by him. He's offsides, and that is a
insane call.
That's a great call.
That's a big, that's a call
for South Carolina,
you have to make. I mean, it's good for South Carolina. I think it was close. I mean, in my heart of hearts, maybe I wouldn't have called it in this situation, but you have to call the rule book. And if he saw it was offsides, it's offsides. So, I mean, it really comes down to that. I mean, that might have saved the game for South Carolina. Who knows what could have happened there.
Yeah, it would have been a one-on-one with Stapert and Tamoyan. And, again, as much as you trust your guy Tamoyan in net,
it was a tough situation for him to be in.
You just don't want to put your goalie through that. So, luckily for South Carolina, they don't. Zach List just took somebody down to the chagrin of the Tampa bench. So they look to get it forward. Good stick move there from Tommy Marvin. Couldn't see if it was 5 or 6 for a second. List has it. 3.5 to play. It's coming down to the wire here at the Plex on a Sunday now afternoon as Meyer dangerously just holds on to that one. Trainer has it, and Clavin wanted a penalty for kind of just being taken down there.
I think he had an argument for holding there. And now,
we got some shoving going on as they got a little too close to Tamoyan there. And that's one thing you can't do. You can't get too close to your goalie. It's Tamoyan.
Tamoyan just wound up and knocked Justin Evans in the back of the head. I mean, Evans.
They're still holding Scove back. I think it's going to be both teams are going to be sent to the box here. Well deserved.
Tamoyan taking no prisoners. I mean, my goodness.
Maybe that's what he was doing in the staircase.
You typically don't see goalies retaliate like that.
A couple elbows to the back of the head there.
But I didn't necessarily see what Evans did. He might have said something. He kind of showered him with ice. I mean, that was just. I mean.
And Marvin telling everybody calming their glorious leader in goal back down, but that's one of those things in hockey, JP. I am by no means a hockey player, but you mess with the goalie.
Hold on, I'm watching it back.
That's sacred ground. We're gonna get.
So
Tamoyan covers up.
He freezes it, and here comes.
Yeah, let's see it.
Andrews, and Andrews. He actually
Evans,
doesn't even.
Not Andrews.
Oh,
right?
sorry, Evans.
Yeah.
Evans doesn't even hit Tamoyan, but he kind of extends his arms towards a Gamecock skater, and Tamoyan just leaves the crease and has had enough and attacks him. Oh my goodness!
We're gonna see what this penalty is because Tommy Locken has left the penalty boxes. I guess he was gonna serve for Tamoyan. Not sure what's gonna happen here.
That's the most insane thing I've ever seen on a hockey
Evans
ice.
Still in the box. Looks like we've got 2 minutes apiece here. Since it's a offsetting penalty, JP, do we go to 4-on-4?
The fact that they've put it up on the board leads me to believe it will be 4-on-4. If they were just kind of matching penalties, we would still be 5-on-5.
Yeah, so the Gamecocks have nobody in the box, I think, because Tamoyan probably committed the penalty.
Yeah, but usually sometimes if the goalie commits a penalty, someone has to. Yeah,
there it is.
Albers,
I was just, because Locken left the box. That's why I was confused. So Albers is going to, fall on the sword and serve the time.
That was insane. I mean,
South Carolina may be a little lucky that they even called the penalty on Tampa.
Well, clearly Tampa started something. The ref was right there and must have heard or seen whatever Evans did. It had to have been obscene. I mean, Tamoyan is usually very reserved. I've never seen him do anything like that.
So the 4-on-4 lineups with 3:11 left, tied in a 4-4 game. It's Valise, Fortescue, Griffin, and Fontaine for Tampa. For South Carolina, Flaherty, Pushkar, Bonsukin, and Kay. Griffin has it on the blue line. Works it over to Fontaine. He fires. Save Tamoyan, whiffed on the rebound. Did Valise. That could have been dangerous. Under 3 now. As it falls to Bonsukin, they're just going to slow things down. JP, I think the 5v5 was slightly favoring South Carolina.
It was?
So I wonder if they want to get back there. Flaherty with some nice moves. Almost leaves it for Pushkar. He does have the puck. Gets it to Kay near post. As Meyer just in full stretch there. Kay with a nice move. Behind the back pass to Pushkar. Griffin in steady pursuit. Bonsukin with a great check. Backhanded shot saved by Meyer. Good shot from Kay. Wrestles off a defender.
Oh,
Fortescue's
down.
Oh,
my God.
It shouldn't be a penalty there.
That's an all-time. I think he didn't even take a big hit. I don't understand what just happened over there.
I mean, we're going to see. I know Kay gave him a big lick before he got the puck, and he's still down, so hopefully he's okay. But unsure what's going on. He has the helmet off. We'll see. It's going to be a line change for.
Well, we've covered a lot of soccer lately, so I'm used to seeing
flopping.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you might be right. Taking a bit of a dive, as they say. I don't think there's going to be any penalties doled out here. There was no arms raised. I think they just stopped it maybe for a head injury. Is that what it seems like, JP?
Yeah. I mean, they're just making sure he's okay.
He's still, holding his head a little bit, and he is going to come off the ice. He's getting off under his own power, so hopefully he's okay. Under 1 minute on the power play, 58 seconds to be exact. 2:08 left in the third in this 4-4 game. The Gamecocks' new line is Tommy Marvin, Carson Scove, Ben Riccitelli, and John Riggins. For Tampa, they're going to stick with Ryan. Excuse me, that's Valise. Just saw the 2 there. It's Cole Valise.
Well, and
Danny Griffin.
Going back right now.
Yeah, let's go back.
One of our commenters asked if they got Tamoyan with snow, and I think that was part of it, but he said something or did something to a Gamecock skater, and that was really what got Tamoyan up and out of there.
Because Evans didn't get too close to him. He maybe did send some ice.
He came in hard, and then, I mean.
I just knew he didn't physically touch him. JP still.
I have been watching hockey for a long time. I have never seen anything quite like that. That was special. I mean,
that's like what happened last week in our youth league game that was happening before. Somebody got too close to the goalie. The goalie took out their stick and just started hitting people over the head. It was the most insane thing ever.
Talk about don't poke the bear.
The whole thing I was thinking the whole time, I was like, I know you can fight in hockey, but I think my parents would have gone out onto the ice and dragged me home.
If I was imitating Obi-Wan Kenobi with my stick,
attacking
Darth Vader.
Because it wasn't just a fight. It was like, they're dueling on the ice. We're back to hockey now, though. Almost at the 2-minute mark. Tampa wins the faceoff in their own zone. Griffin has it now. Excuse me, that's Hagelberger. But that's Griffin. They're, 4-44. Tampa's going to look to enter, but they're just slowing things down. They get it to Valise, cut out excellently by Carson Scove. I'm jumbling my words crazy right now. 1:45 left in the third. 30 seconds left of 4-on-4 action. Tampa's going to race forward. It's Andrews with it. Sends it all the way around the boards. Marvin's going to beat Griffin on the other side. Scove with it now, and the Gamecocks have possession with 20 seconds left in their own zone. They get it to Ben Riccitelli. Up now to Tommy Marvin. The Gamecocks just leave the zone. They're going to likely kill this off and try and get an extra skater. Flaherty plays it forward. It's the power play. Has ended. Flaherty goes down hard. He gets back up, and we're back to 5-on-5 here. It's going to be Moeller playing it off the boards. Tamoyan comes out to play it. He's got no skaters back there. Tampa gets to it first. Under a minute left, 55 seconds. It's pinned up against the boards. Marvin sends it on its way. Fired on. The centering play had no one on the other end of it. Riggins chips it forward. Griffin plays it down. Tampa plays it forward, and they stay on side. Riggins diving back. The shot is wide. That was a huge blunder as the puck almost comes up to the press box. I mean, you almost saw me and JP, stick the glove out. JP dropping like it's a grenade into the box.
I've been playing too much Nuketown 24/7.
Hey, everybody's okay. 34.4 left in the third period. It's a 4-4 game coming down to the wire. And barring a goal, we will likely see some overtime here. And did Tampa take a timeout here? Tampa's going to take a timeout.
So that gives us some time
to just calm down, get a little bit of a breath here. As they might look for something quick off the face-off here. That's probably what the timeout's about. It would make a lot of sense because there's 34.4 seconds left. The face-off's going to be in the near face-off circle in the South Carolina zone for the Spartans. Shawa, of course, coaching his guys up. And it's going to be super interesting.
This has been one of the best games I've ever seen, truthfully.
It's been so much fun.
Two high-level teams going at it, two teams that don't like each other very much, and
that adds to it.
It hasn't ever been some moments where it's maybe gotten a little out of hand, but I think it's stayed within the boundaries of hockey to a point. Of course, I mean we've seen some interesting things, but
you're right. It's been an awesome game, back and forth. The only thing we need is a winner.
That's true. Hopefully it happens before I have to depart.
That would be nice. As the lineup that Tampa skates out, it's Cole Valise, Will Fortescue, Nicholas Fontaine, Alex Moeller, and Danny Griffin for South Carolina, Nick Kay, Brennan Flaherty, Jake Pushkar, Marco Pineda, and Kai Bonsukin. Kay just drops it. A big forward pass. Pineda in pursuit. It's played around the boards. Kay has it. 20 seconds and counting. Pushkar in that far face-off circle. Tampa with it now. It's Moeller. Pass gets just through Valise. 12 seconds and counting. He dumps it down. Takes a good bounce from Moeller. Backhanded shot wide. Valise has it. 5 seconds to go. Just trying to get nothing on goal or prevent Tampa from getting something on goal as the clock strikes 0. The third period ends and we are all knotted up at 4. A back and forth period. You can hear your heart pounding in your chest. This is what hockey's all about. And are we going to go to 3-on-3 here?
Yes, we are. This is, it's quite reminiscent of the Georgia game. Of course, South Carolina coming back from a deficit of 3-1 instead of 3-0. But, maybe it'll end just like that one, as both teams will fight for that extra point. Gamecocks, they've played in overtime already once this year.
They do. Yeah, give it. Where Micah Rhoades is going to have to head to the ring ceremony. Thank him for all his great work on camera and laptop today. But we are going to have to make some switches. JP, would you want to run the camera here?
I could try. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know when my pickup is happening, but I'll be there until.
That sounds great. Otherwise, I'm sliding over and get ready for the show. We are going to have 5 minutes.
All right. Hold up.
Hey, we're just going to.
Move
instead
down the line. Oh, God.
That's right. Sorry for the shaky view for a moment. JP,
I do have nerve damage from playing football.
We're gonna pretend that that's not true.
All right. I do love camera work, though.
There you go. Exactly.
So.
As we are
Public
all
enemy number
set.
1. Okay, I need to lean on something so I don't give our viewers actual brain trauma.
Hey, he's trying his heart out over here. As the
been a long
Gamecocks
week.
3-on-3 lineup is going to be Colin Reed, John Riggins, and Brendan Flaherty for the Spartans. Jake Stapert, Colm Trainer, and Danny Griffin. It's going to be a 5-minute period. And JP, if it goes scoreless, I believe we will have a penalty shootout. Is that correct?
Yes, it will. And
we've only seen one of those here at the Plex during our illustrious careers.
Yeah. So we are about to get underway.
Tampa wins the faceoff at center ice. Again, 5-minute periods. We're all tied up at 4. And it's going to be golden goal, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I just making sure my overtime rules were right. Trainer looks for a pass to Griffin as Tamoyan goes down. Luckily for the Gamecocks, Griffin didn't get a cleanest of hits on that. Otherwise, it would have been a dangerous shot. Saved by Tamoyan. 4:34 left to play. Tampa with the first big attack of the period.
Yeah, and that was dangerous. Tamoyan was sprawled out on his backside like a ankylosaurus knocked over.
Oh,
Tampa,
yes, that.
Tampa was not able to take advantage.
And on the faceoff, it is going to be Stapert. Riggins is going to win it for South Carolina there. They got tied up originally, but he was able to kick it to a skater. It's going to be Brendan Flaherty racing up the ice. Makes a move. Trainer takes it away from him, though, and he's off to the races now. He's got Stapert to his right. Griffin comes off for the Spartans. It's played off against the boards, and they're going to go for a change. Instead of playing their offensive possession, it's Cole Valise coming on, Fortescue, and Nicholas Fontaine. You got to think these are 3 of the players we've mentioned the most for the Spartans.
For better or worse.
That's right. Is just holding the puck is John Riggins back there, so Scove comes
South
on.
South Carolina's getting some new guys.
Is that Scove and Marvin? Sure is. And the new 3 take off from behind net. John Riggins has it. Dodges Valise's initial pursuit. Marvin enters the zone for the Gamecocks. Gets it forward to Carson Scove. He's got Fortescue on him. Looks for a centering pass, but it falls to Valise. Marvin races back. 3.5 to go here. Valise in the right face-off circle. Tried to leave it for Fontaine. Scove's just going to play it off the boards. Back to Scove. Nice pass from Marvin. And the Gamecocks control possession. They've got Riggins on that far side. Got to think they've got him circled. Scove with the centering pass. Backhanded shot. The goal comes off its post. It looked really close to going in. Oh, that was close.
I mean, you can literally, it was bouncing right like it was about to go over the line.
Almost went 5-hole on Meyer to win the game. Just able to cover up, and the goal comes off its posting there. 3:10 left. Face off near circle. Tampa able to control it. It's Griffin, Andrews, and Moeller the lineup for the Gamecocks. Marvin, Nick Kay, and Carson Scove. 3 minutes and counting. The Tampa's pass goes off the goal there. They do get it forward to Moeller, but Andrews just wipes out. It's a 1-on-2 for the Tampa skater. He'll actually slow down and hold up play. They'll take it out of the zone. They'll just slow it on down.
That's a big thing about overtime. Possession is more important than maybe trying to force it in the zone.
Absolutely. Griffin has it now. Andrews with it. He'll just leave the blue line. They're going to have to touch up, but I wonder if Tampa's okay going to a shootout. You got to think they're trusting their guy.
You just want to work your way down until you want to generate the perfect chance instead of trying to sell out just for a good one and then giving South Carolina the puck back where they can just do the same thing to you.
That's right. Just dispossessed there was Marvin, and they might have numbers. Marvin has it, gets it forward to Jake Pushkar. Kay with it in the center, fires off the glove of Meyer. Marvin with it now. He gets it over to Pushkar. Under 2 to play. Kay has it now, keeps it in the blue line, and they're just going to retouch. Marvin racing back, not racing. He just slides back.
Michael Jacksoning.
Tampa goes for a switch, and Gamecocks had an opportunity to maybe catch him off, but they don't. Marvin sends it around the boards. Reed has it. Back to Reed now from Pushkar. 1.5 to play. Trainer in pursuit of him. Reed just looking for some space. He finally buys some and gets it back. Jake Pushkar. He fires. Pad save Meyer. Crowd's on the edge of their seat here. 1:15 left to play. Reed gets it over to Pushkar. Falls to Carson Scove now in neutral ice. The Gamecocks will re-enter. Almost at the 1 minute mark, 1:05. It's Bonsukin with it now. Nice move to dodge Trainer, but he's still with him. Fortescue has it. Bonsukin's taken down, under 1 minute to play. And Tampa has it. Fortescue in neutral ice. Takes it on, he fakes a pass. He's gonna skate around the boards. Gonna fire it on, deflected. Falls for no one, 40 seconds to play. Puck's racing around the boards. John Riggins has it now. He'll pass it back, leaves it for a Tampa player. That's Griffin, saved by Tamoyan. Under 30 now to play. It's Stapert with it, gets it to Trainer. It falls to the Gamecocks, 20 seconds and counting. Starting now. Carson Scove enters the zone, gets it to Bonsukin. He looks for a shot, it's deflected by Stapert. Bonsukin comes around to get it. 12 seconds left. Comes to John Riggins, 10 seconds. Fakes the shot, under 5 now. They're all tangled up in front of the net. Bonsukin fires, it's deflected. Danny Griffin has it, he just slaps it with his hand and the period ends. In chaos, Scove and Griffin lost their sticks and they were just huddled together right in front of the net.
I have very few words.
That's chaos as the Tampa team will come out. Give knuckles to Meyer there as JP, I believe we are nearing a shootout here.
Yeah, we are.
We'll see exactly what's happened. As Fortescue comes over to the South Carolina bench, and that just tells you all you need to know. What he's been up to all game, and that's just jarring. Are they playing the shootout here?
I think Georgia.
Well, this is Tampa, not Georgia, my friend.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, the black and red. I'm thinking of the Georgia shootout we saw.
And is this going to end in a 4-4 draw, no shootout?
I guess so.
Oh.
Wow.
All right, I guess we've got a 4-4 draw. And
absolute nonsense.
the last time this happened, we did a shootout. I guess.
Maybe they just have something at the Plex after this one.
Yeah, but a shootout takes about 5 minutes, JP. I'll tell you what, if both teams are here, they don't want to watch a free shootout.
Maybe they got to go to the ring ceremony too.
Hey, maybe Tampa does. Because I tell you what, those guys were immediately on
what
the
ring?
ice.
They didn't win a championship last year.
That's true. They've got, I guess they got a hot date somewhere.
Tyler Tamoyan stood on his head. He was great tonight.
No, he did. I mean, I don't know why we're not seeing a shootout. I mean, that's a total letdown. It must have been they've I guess agreed to end in a draw.
I mean, no one's getting their money's worth tonight.
Pushing the narrative, Tampa started it. They were all on the ice first. South Carolina, I think, would man up and do a shootout any day of the week, JP. Wouldn't you say?
I suppose so. You want to do our we'll selfie our post game?
Yeah, no, we've Mary Des.
Yeah, our glorious actual.
That's right. Because we were gearing up for a shootout, but
we were. I have to untangle myself from all the wires.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's disappointing.
That is. I mean,
not that I was probably about to leave, so it could be worse.
Yeah, we'll make it snappy so JP can leave. Again, this one ends in a draw. It's 4-4. South Carolina draws Tampa on Sunday, and just unable to get the winning goal in overtime. And again, we were robbed. The fans were robbed of a shootout. It would have been so fun. I don't know why it's not happening. It kind of upsets me a little bit.
It does, but it was a great game between two great teams.
Yeah,
so, really, as someone who's vehemently anti-ties, this felt like a game that like a game that it would be a shame that one of them has to lose. These are two very good teams. Of course, we wanted to see an epic shootout, but we get the tie. And
I think we wanted to see a shootout because of Meyer and Tamoyan.
Those two guys were so locked in.
They've been great all weekend. They've been great all season. I think that's totally fair. Yeah, is that those are who you're rocking with for player of the game?
I think so. I'm a goalie guy now, I think. And that's really, now they get some time off. They have the Veterans Day College Hockey South Tournament coming up. And then after that, they'll play Tennessee on the 22nd. We'll be here for that. Then they'll go to Truist Field to play NC State outside. Still don't know if we're doing that. But
hey, if we do, watch it with us. ESPN might be there. You know who's way cooler? Student Gamecock Television. Again, thank you so much for sticking with us. We'd like to thank our tech person, of course, Mario Desparca.
The lone wanderer.
And forgotten Micah Rhoades. Good luck at the ring ceremony. But again, thanks for sticking with us for a Sunday morning game. That was a lot of fun. Again, it ends in a 4-4 tie, and we'll see you soon. I'm Spencer Ball. He's JP Barry. See you next time.